or good morning YouTube. This is obviously my PC screen. We are not on my PlayStation. This is gonna be very different, in my eyes at least, but we are gonna be doing a tier list for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. Now, obviously, it's been, I'd say, a couple days since Modern Warfare 2 has been out. I currently don't have it, so for me, it would only seem fair if I rank all the maps throughout, I would say, the life cycle that Modern Warfare has had. I've been playing this game since Season 1. Obviously, I never knew about this game until after the beta was over, but I actually quite enjoyed it. I am pretty guilty of spending almost $1,000 in this game due to battle passes and skins alone, and alongside blueprints and all that other extra shit, but we don't need to get into that. Excuse me, but it only seems fair that I rank almost the entirety of almost the maps in a game, excluding the gunfight ones, but that's fine because I prefer to make the list more shorter. And to be fair, I don't play a lot of the gunfight maps except for when I'm doing it with Randy, but that's really about it. Okay, so I'm gonna be very biased, sort of, but I'm also gonna keep this genuine, and there's probably gonna be a lot of backlash, but you know what, I don't give a fuck. It's my personal opinion. Pretty sure everyone has their own opinion on how they feel about these certain maps, but I'm gonna be completely honest. For the first map, Scrapyard is just gonna go into D category. Yes, I do know some of these maps are like from back in the day, you know, Modern Warfare 3 and up. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking name every Call of Duty, but Scrapyard, to me, honestly, I think it's pretty dog shit. It's very, you know, close quarters, and ironically, there's gonna be a lot of fucking campers in the far corner, you know, hopping with their cars or their SBRs, or sitting against walls with like 725s and all that shit. Now, I'm pretty dog shit, you know, I'm gonna admit that. I'm not gonna act like I'm the best COD player in the whole fucking world. I've had my fair encounters with campers, so obviously if they're gonna do that shit, I'm gonna do the same fucking thing back. But the other thing too is I am not a search and destroy player at all. Honestly, I did prefer cyber attack over search and destroy, but if we're being more honest, I don't really play search and destroy like that. If anything, I'm just more of TDM, any other fucking game that you could think of. TDM, Hardpoint, Headquarters. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and name every fucking game mode that I prefer, but I don't play search and destroy. But as far as I know, Scrapyard, it's an OG map at oh, sorry, but it's an OG map at best, but I'm sorry, it's just gotta go to D tier. I just do not enjoy this map whatsoever. Okay, the next one is Anaya Incursion. It's also gonna go in D tier. Ironically, it's a part of a bigger map when you're playing, I'd say, Ground War. It is Anaya Palace, but with, you know, Anaya Incursion, they just shrinked it, and I believe it was also made for a gunfight map, so obviously I'm not gonna be all that whatever with it, so take it however you will, but to me, I honestly don't like this map at all. That's really all I have to say about this map in particular. Okay, let's see here. Condor Hideout. This, I'm gonna go ahead and put in C. I actually don't mind the map. Obviously, people can take it however. But to me, I also think it's pretty cool. So I feel like I don't really have much to say about this map. And you know, it is also known as for a search and destroy map, but again, I don't play search and destroy, so I can't relate to it. Okay, next one, I believe we're gonna go ahead and choose here. Let's see if I can decide which ones. Shipment. Obviously, I'm gonna put in A. Yes, the spawn camping is absorbed and a lot of frag grenades, subtexes, C4s, anything you think of on top of your head is gonna get fucking thrown across the map. But it's utter chaos and I fucking love it. Obviously, you know, when Shipment was first added into the game, you know, I was literally struggling to even get a few kills because I would either die to someone with a shotgun or get blown to smithereens by a C4. But Shipment is just one of those love-hate relationship maps, if you can call it. Some people aren't gonna like it just because of the spawn camping alone, but to me, it's all about the chaos and, you know, I think it's also easier to do challenges as well, so I think that's why I prefer Shipment over, you know, any other close quarter maps in particular. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think of which one should be, you know. Okay. Arklov Peak, I think I pronounced that name right. D tier. Obviously, I hate huge maps. Once again, this is a search and destroy type map, and I do not play search and destroy, so honestly, I do not care for the map whatsoever. I think that's all I really have to say. Hackney Yard. That's obviously for me. I believe it's just gonna go to S tier. Now, honestly, for me, the reason why Hackney Yard is in S tier for me, it's because it's one of those well-known maps. This is one of the maps that's kind of been around for a while. It loads up when you are doing a custom game of whatever, but I believe this is one of the maps you were on when you were doing a beta. So for me, I'm a lot more used to this map in particular. So take it however you will. I know there's other maps that deserve to be in S category and whatnot, but again, this is my personal opinion, so take it however you will, but for me, Hackney Yard will have to be in S tier. Okay, that one's done. The Petrov Oil Rig, it's gonna go in C. While I do enjoy that it's on a oil rig, or like a big ship for the most part, it's kind of like a maze, in my opinion. You know, you kind of have to navigate, you know, these certain little corridors, or having to go up ladders just to get to a higher spot, or to get the high ground. But For the most part, it's okay at best. I haven't been on this map for a few times, but once again, honestly, I haven't played the map long enough to know, my true feelings about it. So I think for me, the oil rig, it's gonna go in C tier at best. Granza raid, sorry, it's also gonna go in D category as well. It's very wide. I believe it's more bigger than compared to Arklov Peak. There's very many other spots for where people can just, sit on their ass and sit in the corner with a shotgun. Because honestly, it's not really Call of Duty if you got people camping in corners with shotguns. Get alone rat shields. Again, I honestly don't understand the hype with some of these big maps. I honestly kind of think they're utter dog shit and reward people to camp, but hey man, that's just my opinion. Take it how you will. Roast me, do whatever. I honestly don't give a shit. But yeah, it's gonna go in D. Okay, Talisk Backlot. For me, it's gotta go in B. Me and Randy will play on this map during custom games, just to kind of fuck around with the bots and whatnot, but on the online or in public matches, this map can be pretty fun from time to time. No, I don't mind kind of doing a little running and gunning with an SMG, or I'd say run a shotgun class, or whatever floats your boat. But I think for me, Talis Backlot is gotta be in B. Okay, now the Euphrates Bridge, it's gonna go in C. The reason it is not in D category like these two other maps, I only somewhat enjoy this map if I am playing Infected. Now, I used to play Infected a lot from time to time back then, so honestly, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be on the bridge, and there's going to be a select few that are going to be on the bottom, But for me, personally, this map's only fun if you're playing Infected, and especially with friends. So, Euphrates Bridge is going to be in C category. I cannot talk, but it's also early in the morning, so bear with me here. I'm trying my best. Alright. Piccadilly. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in B as well. Honestly, with the campaign, this map was pretty decent. I'm not really that big into campaign games, especially in Call of Duty, because everyone has said before, like, the Call of Duty Ghost campaign was dog shit and whatnot. They left it at the cliffhanger, and people have been clamoring for a Ghost 2 for God knows how long, but for me, I honestly didn't think the campaign was that bad. I think it was just a little bit of some anticlimactic moments, but this is not Ghosts we're talking about, we are Modern Warfare. But I think in the campaign, this map is pretty decent. And in multiplayer, it's alright for the most part. Especially when you're playing modes like Team Deathmatch or Domination. And yes, Search and Destroy. But I don't mind it, so it's gonna go on B. Okay, the Havoc Sawmill. For me, I think it's gonna have to go with B. I don't really mind this one either, mostly just because it's more it'd be mixture between using marksman rifles and ARs. For me, I'm mostly more of a sniping slash SMG person, but from time to time I will dabble into using, you know, the M16 or the Kilo or whatever AR that you could think of that's in the game. But I don't really mind this map. You know, it's pretty fun with domination as a whole. So just for that, Havoc Salmon is gonna go on B. Ramaza. I am gonna go ahead and give this S. Now, the reason why Ramaza is gonna be an S category is because when you're uninfected, you know, you can camp in that one little spot in the map where you can go up and there will be only two ways to get in, and that's from coming up the, I would say, the scaffolding or the platforms. I don't know what the fuck they are, you know, I'm just talking out of my ass at this point. Or the other way to get up to that spot is by climbing the ladder. Now obviously, you know, I only find it more fun playing Infected on this map than multiplayer, but hey, multiplayer is pretty fun on this map too. Especially when you have Domination, Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, Headquarters, Team Deathmatch. You know, just the well-known game modes that you can think of. But for me, I think Ramaza is a pretty cool map. I honestly enjoy it, so it's gonna go in S. Alright, Azire Cave, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in A. Now this is more of a sniping type map, especially when you're aiming down towards inside the caves. And honestly, this map alone, it's probably made for like domination, search and destroy. But I also don't mind Infected. And also the realism mode for this map too, I think it's pretty awesome as well, because it does sort of add a creepy vibe to it, especially when you're going up against your friends and you will have no clue where they're gonna come from. But obviously you're not gonna wander around the pitch darkness with a flashlight. You're gonna be equipped with night vision goggles. Granted, it's gonna, you know, fiddle your aim, but hey man, they called it realism for a reason, I guess, but who am I to talk about realism? But as our cave, you know, I don't really mind it. Randy hated it, or Randy hates it, but I enjoy it. It's not really that bad. You just gotta get used to the bullshit on this map at the time. But again, as our cave, it honestly goes to A. St. Petrograd. I think it's gonna go ahead and go in A category as well. There's not really a lot to discuss with St. Petrograd. Me and Cosmic usually have a skit on this map where we defend a bar from the bots from taking over. Yes, we do tend to fuck around a lot on this game. And if it's not really skits that we occasionally try and do, we usually play hide and seek on this game. So that's another potential thing that can happen in the future, maybe, if Cosmic's willing to give that a go, is hide and seek on Modern Warfare with the boys. But, you know, aside from all that, St. Petrograd, it's not really that bad. It's one of those other search and destroy maps, and also common for playing Infected, Team Deathmatch, Hardpoint, Headquarters, and obviously Infected. I don't know if I said Infected already, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Alright. Next map, Crash. The Season 1 map where it started it all for me. It's gonna go in S. You know, Season 1 was a whole different time period, man. I just want to go back to the days where COD was simple. Everyone was slowly starting to get into the game when it was starting out. And I think around Season 2 and Season 3 of the game, everyone was starting to play a little more aggressively and a lot more sweatier and a lot more campier. But I think for me, Crash will always be one of the other few maps that I quite find enjoyable, to say the least. That's really all I have to say about this map. Alright. Rust. You gotta fucking give Rust some credit, man. So it's gotta go in the S category. Do I really need to say anything? It's Rust. Now, let's say if I were to put Rust in D tier, people would be wanting to hang my neck for that shit. So, again, I don't think I really need to say much. Take it however you will, but it's Rust. So, obviously, it's gonna go in S tier. Alright. Shoot House. It's gonna go in A category. Obviously, it's just like Shipment, you can do challenges and whatnot on this map. It's pretty fair and simple, to say the least. I don't mind it, especially when it comes to the back and forth with the sniping across the map, and I guess the occasional RPGs here and there, but honestly, it's kind of rare to even see anyone shoot an RPG across the map to hit the other team. But that's just me. But for the most part, I enjoy it, so it's really whatever. Okay. So Shoot House, it goes in A tier. I believe this is Hard Hat. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in B. I preferably don't really mind this map, but at the same time, I've only ever been on this map if I'm either doing, let's say, Team Deathmatch, Cyber Attack, or I guess Team Defender. I kind of don't really prefer Team Defender all that much. Honestly, I'm just well known with, Team Deathmatch, Cyber Attack, and yeah. You get the fucking gist of it. I'm not gonna sit here and try to name it. But for me, Hard Hat, it's gonna go in B category. And that's really all I need to say about this map. The Superstore. For me, it's gotta go in C. I like it, but obviously if you're running, air support kill streaks, it's gonna be a pain in the ass because you're in a Superstore and a majority of the roof is closed off, so there's no way in hell you're gonna be able to get a precision strike, get alone cruise missile, or whatever, air support type kill streaks is gonna be able to go through that roof. Especially with care packages, unless in your other far corner of the map where it's open, then you can go ahead and call your care package there. But for the most part, I don't mind it, but it's not that great. At the same time, I believe I've only played on the Superstore for Infected, so I guess that is just gonna be all for this map. So the Atlas Superstore is gonna go in C. Vacant. It's also go in C as well. Bacon's okay at best. I don't mind it, but at the same time, it's one of the other known search and destroy maps, and I'm gonna keep fucking saying this. I don't play search and destroy, so I'm not gonna relate to everything that goes on within this map in particular as a whole. But Vacant, it's an okay map at best, but it's just gonna go in C. Cheshire Park. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and give it a C as well. Again, search and destroy, I don't mind it, but there's only a few other points on the map where you're able to snipe down the map and whatnot. And again, I feel like I don't really need to say much, other than this map is well known for search and destroy. Sudale Harbor, it's gonna have to go in D. I'm sorry, but this map is just really not, you know, my vibe for the most part. Search and Destroy is one of the other maps, but with Team Deathmatch and all that, you know, I don't really see myself playing this map a lot. It's alright at best, but at the same time, it's Sudale Harbor. I think people put this in D category for other reasons as well, but I kind of dislike it. I don't mind it, but at the same time, it's not a map that I'm gonna go back and say, hey, this map was pretty cool, let's go ahead and play it. No, it's not really the case. So, Sudale Harbor is gonna go in C or D. I almost said C. The Tank Factory, I give it a B. It's an open map, yes, it's a little bit more wide, but I feel like it's only fun on that map in particular if you're doing infected. There's obviously a lot of other spots you can kind of hide and whatnot, but when you're the final survivor, you're probably going to be shitting bricks because once the zombies find you, it's game over. But it's also a pretty good map for, I would say, a hide and seek, if me and the boys were to play this game. But the Tank Factory is going to go in B. Okay, we are down to the final two maps already, and that is the Broadcast Station and, hold on, let me take a look here, Gun Runner. Okay, Gun Runner, it's gonna be A category. Again, it's another one of those maps where I've been well known with it, and it's honestly a lot more fun with the other game modes that I've mentioned before. But realism on this map, I believe as well, it's honestly pretty enjoyable to say the least. No, I don't get why Modern Warfare didn't continue just to do more realism maps. Like, I feel like realism for Rust would have been pretty cool. I feel like realism for, let's say, the Tank Factory, I wouldn't mind if they added that in the game. And honestly, it kind of only sucked. It sort of sucks that it only did 4 night modes for these maps, but I started to get it. You know, you can only have so much before, you know, the community kind of find a way to bitch and complain about it. But Gunrunner, it's okay. I enjoy it. I like realism added into it as well. So it's gonna go in A. Last but not least, we have broadcast.
Don't be shy. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
This is gonna be the moment of truth. Where is broadcast gonna go? To me, personally, you know, I've been on this map, I'd say only a few times, a handful of times. Broadcast, I feel like it should be in B. Now yes, it's also a search and destroy map, but if you also are doing hardpoint or headquarters, it can sort of get a little bit intense, especially for the motherfuckers that like side cancel around corners or run around with shields and Cali sticks. I will admit, that is worse on shipment. I envy people who fucking do nothing but equip a riot shield and just run around with a knife or Cali sticks or swords. Now, obviously they're easy to counter, but at the same time, especially if on any of these other type of maps in general, I'm not gonna say almost all of them because what the fuck are you doing? But I think broadcast, you know, it's an alright map at best, but I think that's just, you know, me. Obviously, I'm not that much of a competitive person in general, so that's why I have my opinions on how I feel about all these maps in particular. Obviously, there's a lot more maps that are missing, which would be, you know, the gunfight maps and, you know, the ground war maps. If I'm able to find the tier lists for those maps, I will do those as well. But just bash this in for a minute. Let's have a minute of silence. And you can judge me however you please with, you know, my list here. I know it's not gonna be the best, but you can check out other fucking tier lists that other people have made. You know, obviously if you checked out the community rank and see how the community feels about these maps. Once again, this is my personal opinion on how I feel about these maps. I'm not gonna say that majority of these maps are good overall. It's just how I personally feel from my time playing this game. But at one point I will get Modern Warfare 2. It's just, I already know that the sweatiness is going to carry over to that game just as much as it did on this game. But I think that's gonna be about it for the most part. I might do more tier lists in the future, so keep that in mind. Okay, close that for a minute, but honestly, you know, I don't mind doing more of these tier list type videos. You know, it's gonna give me, you know, experimental ideas for my channel. You know, I'm still sort of learning OBS, but at the same time, I feel like for me it's gonna be more easier to branch out and record what I feel like would do well. And if people overall want to continue to me to do these tier list videos and judge my stupid ass for, you know, my half-assed opinions and pointless arguments, but I'm gonna keep saying this is my personal opinion. I'm not saying this is for everyone, but anyways, here you go. This is my tier list for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. So again, take this list however you will. I'm sure this is gonna trigger a lot of people, so if you're gonna watch this, I'll take the smoke. Give me the smoke. give me whatever. I honestly don't really give a shit. Clown me, roast me, do whatever. I promise you I am not going to be offended whatsoever. But all jokes aside, man, I think we're going to call it there. Once again, if people want to see more tier lists about different games, like I could do a tier list for Dead by Daylight and whatever other game that comes to mind that I play. But anything, I feel like I'm just gonna do it anyways. But for the most part, I think that this is gonna be my first other experiment, you know. But I'm gonna stop talking. I'm pretty fucking tired, so I appreciate everyone who tunes in to my dookie content. I know I'm clowning myself, but I'm allowed to because I'm my own person. And it's my channel, so I can upload whatever the fuck I feel like uploading. But that's it. I have nothing else to say. And we'll catch you guys on the next side. Peace.